We welcome you back to Bellator Fighting Championships with Jimmy Smith. I'm Sean Wheelock. Tonight we're getting you ready for the upcoming second season of Bellator with a look at the middleweight tournament. Now, the only returning 185-pounder in this season's field is the man who actually lost to our reigning champion Hector Lombard in last season's final. That's Jared Hess.
Well, Hess did what nobody else could do in season one, and that's last past the first round with Lombard, but it wasn't pretty. That fight probably could have been stopped much sooner than it was, but the fact that it lasted past the first round is a testament to Hess's heart and toughness.
Honestly, you can't be in the sport if you don't like to take a punch. I also like giving more than I like taking, so I've learned to dodge and miss a little bit and then, give it right back. I'm a big on cardio. I mean, no matter what, if you're a good Muay Thai guy, wrestler, boxer, whatever you are, if you don't have cardio, that's you can't fight in the third round. I'm gonna get in there, I'm gonna give it all I got. You gotta put your heart and soul into it and train, and then just leave it all out in the cage. Bellator tournament benefits me a lot just because of my background and that's all I've been grown up with is tournament wrestling. That's what you always gear for. The grit and grind. Getting in there, getting after it, get your win, and then move on to the next guy. I was going into the fight, coming off 2 good wins of 2 good opponents, so I was looking forward to it. I got a pretty bad cut in the 4th round and ended up stopping due to blood, and I still believe that, I can beat Hector. I believe if I was ever to be able to take him down and get on top, I definitely think I would be able to win the fight. To me, as a fighter and a competitor, I want to go out and fight the best. Once I hopefully win this sucker, I will be up there right there with the great fighters.
A reminder that Jared Hess will face Ryan McGivern April 29th in Bellator's middleweight tournament quarterfinal round. Hess took a great deal of punishment in last season's 4th round loss to Hector Lombard in the final, and yet, Jimmy, he actually believes he can win a rematch.
Well, he actually believed he could win last year as well, had a lot of faith in his conditioning, said in an interview that if he could drag Lombard into the later rounds, he could wear him down. As you can see here, Lombard had other ideas.
The matchup in Bellator's inaugural middleweight championship could be clearly defined. A fighter who refused to be stopped versus a fighter who refused to back down. Something would have to give.
Walking in that arena, I see the crowd and I'm, wow, it was full pack, full house, and they all were cheering for me. It was nice, and I said to myself that, well, I can't let all these people down here. His hair was moving all the time, so it was pretty hard for me to find the target because he always up and down. His hair was moving. Just want to hit the target,
Big one lands for Hector Lombard, and Hess is stunned, Jay.
I was almost impressed that he took that blow and he's still up on his feet. All the guys would be finished.
Another huge right hand. Jared Hess is stunned. And again, you see the damage already all over Jared Hess's face. That left eye wants to close already.
I didn't even see his eyes. I was just so focusing finishing. After a while, that's when I see his eyes that were pretty swollen. But from the first blow, I couldn't even see how big the impact was. After the first round, I back to my corner, and I knew he was a bit damaged, but he's still on his game. So I was there to finish him, I knew the only way to pull him away was put on his back and start to throw elbows. And then I saw the doctor say, like, if he want more cut, I'm gonna stop the fight. And I said to myself, well, I need to get one more cut.
And again, hard to watch some of that blood just pouring out of Jared Hess's forehead, and you have to think at some point Troy Waugh is going to be forced to step in again, and he is. And Jason, this might be it.
You always give respect to a person who never give up, He never give up the fight. He always there, he always in my face. He always want to fight more and more. I remember when the doctor said, like, no more, he was like disappointed because he wanted to keep fighting.
So that is it. Hector Lombard is the Bellator middleweight champion.
I always believe it's not just to get there, it's be a champion for a long time.
If Hector Lombard continues to fight as he did in Season 1 of Bellator, it's difficult to imagine his world title reign coming to an end anytime soon. But one man will have that chance at the end of Season 2. When we return, we'll take a look at the quarterfinal round matchups as 8 fighters compete to earn a shot against Hector Lombard for Bellator's World Middleweight title. You're watching Bellator Fighting Championships. Bellator Fighting Championships is presented by Ultimate Bet. Raise, stack, own.
Welcome back to Bellator Fighting Championships. With pro MMA fighter Jimmy Smith, I'm Sean Wheelock. Let's now take a look at a few of our quarterfinal round matchups in this season's Bellator Middleweight Tournament. Jimmy, we'll begin with a really interesting matchup, Eric Shambari versus Matt Major.
The key to this battle is going to be the strength of Shambari versus the unorthodox striking of Major. Major's style is unpredictable and uses a lot of movement. Shambari needs to use his physicality to negate that and use his size advantage to wear Major down. I think that's going to be the key to this fight.
Next up, Jimmy, Brian Baker versus Sean Loeffler.
This is going to be a battle. Both of these guys are extremely strong middleweights. I've trained with Loeffler before, and he is a brawler, having finished 17 out of 18 opponents, but he's never fought anybody with the experience and talent of Brian Baker. What Baker has to do is drag Loeffler into the 3rd round, where Loeffler has only been once in his MMA career.
And finally, Ryan McGivern versus last year's Bellator middleweight runner-up, Jared Hess.
Oh, this one's going to be a war of attrition. Both these guys are extremely tough. McGivern, an IFL veteran, coached by Pat Miletich, you know he's going to be prepared for this fight. But Jared Hess has been here before, got to the finals last year, and if Hector Lombard couldn't take him out, win or lose, it's going to be a long and difficult night for Ryan.
Be sure and join us April 8th on Fox Sports Net for Bellator's 2nd season opener, featuring the Bellator debut of MMA superstar Roger Huerta as he faces Chad Hinton at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. The card will also feature Greco-Roman Wrestling World Champion Joe Warren in his Bellator debut versus Eric Marriott. For Jimmy Smith and our entire crew, I'm Sean Wheelock. Thanks for watching, everyone, and remember, we'll see you April 8th on Fox Sports Net for Bellator Fighting Championships.